Hello everybody and welcome to my home. I'm sorry if my head is cut off right now. I have quite an interesting setup with how my camera is being held right now. So sorry. Anyways, wow, this is a crazy time. So much is happening and there's so much uncertainty and we're all just working to kind of update our expectations of how we thought things were going to go this semester, and we're all just trying to do our best. So, as I said in the message, I know you didn't sign up to take an online piano class, but that's what we have right now. And I think that this being your second semester in this course sequence, you are set up to do this just fine because you hopefully understand most of my expectations at this point and have learned practice techniques and all those things that will help you be successful. You are also not alone. I would love to do one-on-one kind of check-ins, and I'm still trying to think about the best way to do that. I will update you with that, whether it's going to be a weekly thing or not, I don't know. But I will always make time for you if you especially request some one-on-one time. So more on that. Anyways, I don't want this to be too long. This is what I've decided on, and I'm going to kind of troubleshoot as we go. Each Monday and Wednesday, I am going to post a short instructional video. I'm going to try to keep them under 20 minutes. Some will be shorter, some will be a little longer, with what I would teach you in class. Normally in class, I'm instructing about that much time, a little bit more, and then you practice on your own or we work together. So the expectation is that as you're watching this video, feel free to pause. You should be in front of your piano if you're able, or keyboard. Pause the video, go through what I just talked about, and use, make your own format similar to what we would do in class. So you do have a skills check due next Monday, and we're going to kind of figure this out, where you're recording some requirements and sending them to me. So I'm going to split up the lecture into two so that the video is not too long. I'll go through some of the requirements today, and others you'll watch on Wednesday. So let's get to it. Before break and before the accompanying projects, we started talking about scales that do not use C major fingering. So the scales that do use C major fingering: C major, G major, D major, A major, E major, and all of those minors. So those 5 keys use C major fingering. The group that I taught you next was the rule of 2s and 3s. Sorry, that was lame. Anyways, 2s and 3s, meaning that bunny ears, these, the fingers 2 and 3 fit best on the group of 2, and 2, 3, and 4 fit best on the group of 3. So the 3 keys that are in this group are B major, F sharp major, and C sharp major. So what you should do right now is you should open up to the appendix in your book, page 347, and you should make some sort of mark by those 3 keys: B major, F sharp major, and C sharp major. You can write 2s and 3s, you can come up with some sort of shorthand or a key, whatever. A key, like a star, something that you use for just rule of 2s and 3s. And what I'm going to show you today is just the starting fingers. I found a really great resource that I'm going to post in the announcements. As opposed to you just watching me play all these scales from an angle that's not helpful, I found a resource that's currently free, and it's a woman that videotaped all of the major scales from above with a little keyboard as well to show you what keys they are, and it's excellent. So we're going to talk about starting fingers, and then I'm just going to let you go if you know what the scales are, but also you can use that resource. So the key of B major, 5 sharps. Fat cats go down alleys. That's all of the black keys. So if I follow the rule of 2s and 3s, I start with my bunny ears on the group of 2, and I notice my left hand naturally will go on, my fourth finger will naturally go on B. That's my starting finger. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. The right hand actually is C major fingering, but you don't want to have too many rules bouncing around. So if you remember the rule of 2s and 3s, it will naturally work for you. Okay, so B major, left hand starts on 4. F sharp major, 6 sharps. Fat cats go down alleys eating. We add E sharp. If I follow the rule of 2s and 3s, I start with my 2, 3, and 4 on this group of 3, and boom, I have my fingering. Thumb on the white keys, group of 2, thumb on the white key. So black keys, white key, black key, white key. Okay, C sharp major, all sharps. Fat cats go down alleys eating burgers. So we add B sharp. So again, I put my 2 and 3 on the group of 2, and I use these fingers to play the black keys, and I use my thumbs to play the white keys. Thumb on E sharp, thumb on B sharp. Now, your scales can be hands separate. I was doing them hands together to save time. But that's that. These are some of my favorite scales because I think they're very straightforward, and if you follow that rule, you've got it. Now, chord progressions, maybe not as straightforward. If you like seeing the notation in front of you, go ahead and turn to page 170. When I say chord progression, I'm talking about the primary chords in root position. So 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 5, 1. So we've done these in the C major fingering scales, but now I want you to apply them to these new scales. So if I were to play B major chord progression, I want to first think about what my primary triads are. So my 1 chord in the key of B is B. Okay, B, D sharp, F sharp. Okay, my 4 chord, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, is E major. Back to my 1 chord. Now remember, for the 5, 6, 5 chord, the bottom note goes down a half step. Then you use scale degrees 4 and 5, which means A sharp, E, and F sharp. You could also think, okay, the 5 is F sharp, build the chord from there, whatever works for you. So all the way through, B major, E, second inversion, back to B, and then 5, 6, 5. So what I'm asking you to do for your skills check is I'm expecting that you play through B, F sharp, and C sharp, and all the chords, but I just want you to record and send F sharp major scales, hand separate, and the chord progression. Okay, so that's going to require you to kind of think through the chord progression. If you want any one-on-one help, shoot me a message. Okay, so that's the first requirement. Second thing that I want to go over today is page 237. So, using those primary triads, but in a different key, hopefully this is a familiar tune for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. So first we want to figure out our key signature. So our 2 options would be either E flat major or C minor. Now I start and I end on an E flat. I don't see any raised 7s, so E flat major. Also, if you think through the tune, pretty jolly. Jolly's in the name. Didn't even mean to. Anyways, okay, recenter. So, E flat major. So what I want you to do right now is, even though we have not studied the key of E flat yet, as far as scales are concerned, you can still do the chord progression. Okay, so let me think through my 3 primary triads. The 1 chord is E flat major. The 4 chord is going to be A flat, second inversion. And then the 5 chord is going to be B flat, 6, 5. So I have E flat major, A flat second inversion, back to E flat, bottom note goes down a half step, and then scale degrees 4 and 5. So go ahead and play through that. You can pause the video, you can replay this if you need to, but find those primary triads because that's exactly what your left hand is going to play in this piece. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. Moving on, the next thing would be to go through the melody played by the right hand. So what I do before I sight read often is I scan through and I find which notes are affected by the key signature. And what I mean by that is in the key signature, there's a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat. So I'm going to be looking out for where the E's, the B's, and the A's are. You might even write in some of the flats. That's okay with me. They give you starting fingers because they are nice. So I see E flat at the very beginning. Measure 3 has an A flat. Lots more E flats. Another A flats and B. So just scanning through and finding them. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play through the melody. Again, you're welcome to play with me or just listen and watch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Straightforward. Now, your job is to use your ears and your theory knowledge to decide which chords go in each blank. So the chords that I want you to use are 1, 4, 6, 4, or 5, 6, 5. Those are the 3 triads. If you want to get fancy and add in another color chord, that's fine. Go ahead and when you record it, tell me that you're intending to use that so I don't just think it's a mistake. I'd love for you to be more creative, but I want to know if it's intentional, if you know what I mean. So you can use your ears and just go through and say, okay, I'm going to trial and error this and just go all the way through. That's fine. But what you might also do on your page, let me move this. What you might do on your page is you might say, okay, here are the pitches in my 1 chord. E flat, G, B flat. You probably can't see this, I'm sorry. But I might just write what pitches are in each chord. So in the 4 chord, I know I have E flat, A flat, and C. And then you can go through and say, okay, this second blank is an A flat. Which chords contain an A flat? Because that might be what works best. So if you want to use your theory brain, that is awesome. Think about what pitches fit into the chords. If you want to use trial and error and use your ear, that's fine too. So for your skills check next Monday, you will record for me playing the right hand melody and the left hand blocked chords. So for instance, the first 2 measures, hint, it's a 1 chord. Hopefully your ear is telling you what that next chord is. You are welcome to do a fancier accompaniment if you'd like, as long as it doesn't detract from the beat and the overall goal. Okay, so those are the things I just wanted to talk about today. On Wednesday, I'm going to hit the other requirements for next week. Those are all posted. What's expected of you is posted, so if you want to work ahead, you can. Just trying to keep these short. So I'm going to make a discussion board. I don't know if I already said this, I'm sorry. For questions that you can ask me, that you can ask the class. I'm also going to post something this week about a schedule of openings for one-on-one virtual meetings so that I can help you. Please don't hesitate to ask. I am here for you. I care about you. I want you to succeed. So let me know how I can help you. Okay? So I'm going to end it there and look for another video Wednesday. Have a good day.